Hi everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and I'm back again with a little more Alestorm for one of my album reviews. This is Curse of the Crystal Coconut. Okay, so if you're one of my regular viewers, you know I'm trying to do catch up on back catalog. So, the last Alestorm album I covered, I believe, was from 2007 or 2008. My apologies, I don't remember, and since I just covered it 5, 10 minutes ago. I haven't even changed my shirt yet. What are you gonna do, right? Anyways, this album is from 2020. It was a new release that was purchased last year, or yeah, last year when it came out, by Tracy. Tracy is a fan of Alestorm. She discovered him when she was living over in England, in London area, if I remember correctly. Um, she could probably tell the story a lot better than I can. It would probably sound cooler coming out of her mouth because there was actually like a heavy metal pirate involved and stuff like that, or I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, uh, this album was my introduction to Alestorm. You've heard my review in Leviathan. If not, you should stop right now, go back, listen to my review for Leviathan first. Now, if you have done all that and we're all caught up now, let's get into this album because this album is definitely heavy metal pirate music, without a doubt. Like they've solidified it here, and it doesn't all sound like the same kind of shanty-esque sort of song. Sorry, my allergies are acting up really bad today, so I'm rubbing my eyes a lot. Um, this one has a lot of different music elements mixed into kind of the pirate metal element. Like the music, the overall music structure with the instruments being used, it's definitely metal. And there's definitely a little bit of that classic pirate music squeeze box in there. If it isn't an actual official squeeze box, it's at least played on a keyboard to sound like a squeeze box. Or it could be even an accordion or any variation of a heavy handheld compression. You squeeze and push buttons and you get noise. But there's other stylistic elements that are incorporated in it, which gives it a little more flavor, a little more fun. This, I'm going to say right off the bat, this is a fun background music at a party kind of album. It's just kind of, because every song on here is just kind of funny, and people go, what the hell? Not every song on here is a winner, but let's get into that. The album opens up with Treasure Chest Party Quest. This one's just really fun, and it's a party song. It really is 100% designed to be a party song, to get the blood pumping, to get the party moving, to get the blood flowing. It's really good, fun song. It really opens up the album perfectly, and it really at a party it'd be a great song to have come on in the background. It really is. It's a good, like if you're having one of those parties, drinking, having a good time, stuff like that, or out at the bar, man. Great tune for out of the bar. Right bar. You can't just play it at any bar, but, the right bar. It'd be a great tune. That goes into Fanny Boz. Fanny Boz is really kind of fun and cool and epical in its musical presentation of its own. Fanny Boz, I can't remember the lyrics. Fanny Boz, I'm just feeling in here. Fanny Boz. Yeah. I'm horrible at memorizing lyrics. There's a reason I'm not a lead vocalist up on the front in a band. I need a teleprompter all the time, man. Memory's horrible when it comes to lyrics. Unless I'm actually singing along with the song on the album, then it's perfectly fine, right? But otherwise, every time as a musician, even, I always had the lyrics written out. Beautiful part about being a drummer and singing at the same time is you can put the lyric sheet on your drums, no one sees it, no one realizes what you're doing. Brilliant! After that, we go into Chomp Chomp. Chomp Chomp is... honestly, it's not memorable to me. Not bad when the album's playing, not a memorable song. Then we get into Tortuga. I really dig Tortuga because Tortuga's got a totally different element to it, totally Caribbean kind of element to the music. And the way they do it is fantastic. It is really cool. Um, and I like that they do what they do with it and give it that kind of Caribbean kind of vibe where it kind of feels like Tortuga, you know. They kind of try and match the music to the element of the song and what they're doing. And it sounds really, really cool. Mainly because it doesn't sound like anything else on the album. Like, it is a song of its own. Like, it's definitely part of the pirate metal, but it shows that there is definitely metal evolution and metal experimentation in this album. You know, it's proggy. You know, the way they play with the different musics and different styles, it has more of a proggy kind of element to it. After that, we get into Zombies Ate My Pirate Ship. That's a good song. I like listening to it when it's playing. I really do. I don't think much of it when it's not playing, but it's a fun song, especially if you're into zombie kind of stuff. You know, it's cool. Call of the Waves. At this point, the album. The next couple songs are kind of the perfect blend of that pirate metal thing. The downside is a lot of it kind of doesn't stand. It's great when the album's playing. When the album's playing, it sounds fantastic. They don't pop enough where I sit there and go, "Oh yeah, that song," or I go, "Oh yeah, that song." You know, you got "Call of the Waves," which is pretty cool. The thing is, at this point on the album, unless you're really totally there for the element of the pirate metal, if it's not broken up amongst other stuff, it kind of starts getting lost. Same with Pirate Scorn, which follows that up, and then Shipboat No Fans. Uh, um, Shipboat No Fans can't play when kids are around. Uh, but those three songs, they kind of, to me, they get kind of lost because they're very much just kind of always that kind of what I'd call the Alestorm cliche song style, you know. After that, we get into Pirate Metal Drinking Crew. Pirate Metal Drinking Crew goes back to the same idea as Treasure Chest Party Quest, where it's very much a party song. It's very much a have fun song. It's very much a just boogie boogie song. But when you hear Pirate Metal Drinking Crew, what do you expect, right? Now, in this element, Pirate Metal Drinking Crew works. If it were a song released by any other band, it would be a very cliche glam metal kind of song. Nothing overly spectacular about it. But in this element, it works perfectly. But it is really just a cliche kind of metal party kind of song. After that, we get into this one of the songs I particularly don't care for on the album, but I have to praise the song. I don't, and that song is Wooden Leg Part 2, The Woodening. I think it is a fun song. I think they really experimented with it. I think they really did some musical elements with this song that you would not typically find within metal. Even in this pirate metal genre, it's kind of a really interesting kind of song. And it really feels more like you would hear it back on a ship back in the day than a metal pirate song you would hear now. It's almost like they found a classic old song to redo. But I have issues with it musically. I don't like everything that I praise about the song is also what I don't like about the song. Just because the song itself doesn't quite appeal to me. Tracy, on the other hand, loves it. She loves the interesting diversity of it. I think my buddy Drew went, "What the?" when he heard it the first time. But it is a really cool, interesting, and unique song, and it really does deserve praise for what they did with it. It's just not my cup of tea. That's all it is. And then the album finishes with Henry Martin. Henry Martin, once again, really feels like they took an old song. Henry Martin to me kind of feels like Metallica doing Whiskey in the Jar. You know, like where they took an old classic true shanty and metalized it. Or a classic old tale and metalized it. Now, with Henry Martin, it is a really solid closer to this album, and when you're listening to the album from beginning to end, it closes out beautifully. Once again, though, I kind of blank a little bit on the song, and it's only because the only time I listen to this album is really if I want to listen to the album beginning to end, or if I want to mix it up with a bunch of kind of party-esque kind of albums. I don't listen to... I've listened to this album quite a bit, but I don't listen to it thoroughly. I don't listen to it acutely. The music, yes. The lyrics, not so much. And a lot of this is lyrically driven. I'm going to be completely honest. This is a very lyrically driven album. And it's really good when you're listening to it. If you don't care about lyrics as much as you care about the music, like I am, then it's like, okay, whatever. But, seriously, I recommend this album to anybody. If you are a metal fan, if you like to listen to something different, if you like to listen to something interesting, I know I didn't give the greatest representation of this album. A lot of that is just my personal quirks and quarks. You know, but this is really a fun, good album. And I don't think it's an album someone would regret listening to. I don't think it's an album someone would regret picking up. Especially if you, let's face it, if you like pirates, and if you have a penis and you like pirates, this is really fun. It really is. It's so cliche that way. If you're a girl and you're into pirates, you're going to dig it as well. Like, there's nothing in here that is misogynistic outside of the typical piracy. You know, like, this is piracy, okay? Everything about this, you know, like, not necessarily the raping and not necessarily the murdering entirely, but let's be honest, it's pirates. You know? It's good stuff. Anyways, as I was saying, highly recommend. Great album. Really good album. Fantastic release for 2020, and I'm really glad I heard it, and I have it in my collection. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Otherwise, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and peace, love, and take care.